People will fail. It's just how life go. People will fail, especially if they don't even know it existed. Like, how can I pass this test if I never even knew what would be on the exam? That don't make sense, right? Pop quiz. We've been in school and the teacher come in, pop quiz. They want to get an assessment on where you are and all the things. Some of the things like, what? We didn't even talk about none of this stuff. I'm just saying, stop giving all these pop quizzes to people and expecting them to get a perfect score. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay. Stop it.
To some, boundaries are just placing limits. To me, it's where the limitless things begin.
Hello, hello, hello. And thank you for tuning into the Boundaries and More podcast with Jas Abraham. I am your host, Jas Abraham, your favorite boundaries coach. And today's episode is brought to you by Joyful Styles. Joyful Styles is a lifestyle brand that provides premium quality apparel that promotes joy and positivity. Joyful Styles believes how we approach a situation matters, and choosing to be joyful makes all the difference. You have the power, and it's time to embrace it. So get your Joyful Styles apparel at joyfulstyles.com. That's JoyfulStylez.com. Let's go. Let's go. Look, for those of you who have not yet taken that boundaries assessment, take some time out right now to take that assessment. The link for you is in the show notes. However, you're also welcome to text me. Text me the word boundaries to 210-880-0771, and I got you. I'll get you all squared away, get it sent over, you take it and come on back, all right? Look, y'all, I'm excited to get into this episode today, y'all. I am excited because you know what? Many high achieving overgivers operate from expectations that have never been clearly communicated. They haven't been communicated, haven't been clarified, and it has not been agreed upon, y'all. So today we getting into the expectation gap. Yes, the expectation gap. We're going to get a little bit into it a little bit more in just a bit here. But y'all, I want you to just think about it, right? Think about it. Have you ever been disappointed by something someone didn't do? Even though you never actually told them what you expected. Yep. Yep. Have you? Like, just I paused on purpose because I want you to really think about this. Have you? Or, right? Have you assumed that people, they'll just check in, right? They'll help, they'll remember, right? They'll reciprocate, whatever I'm doing, they'll do it too. They'll reciprocate. They'll respond differently. Like they'll respond the way I would respond, right? You're always thinking about when people would do the things that you would do when they're not you. Yeah, we got into, yeah. I'm not going to go on the soapbox on that today. Right? And when they didn't do these things that you assumed that they would do, you were frustrated, you were hurt, you were confused. Any of that ever happened to you? Any of that ever happened to you? Have that ever in your life happened to you? Some of you going through that right now, today, as you're sitting here listening to this or drop whatever you're doing, listening to this, right? It's happening right now, right? And this is what we call the expectation gap, right? This is the expectation gap, right? It's the distance between what we expect and what has actually been communicated, what has actually been established, what has actually been agreed upon. It's the distance, right? Or you can say the disconnect, right? Because you're not connected in the way that you would like to be connected. You're disconnected, right? You believe if it's obvious to you, then it should be obvious to them too. Yep, It's not. Newsflash, newsflash, it's not. What you see isn't necessarily what they see, right? It's not. Look, let me tell y'all. Look, I know many people who live with other people, right? Many people who live with other people, whether there's some type of romantic relationship or even an adult child living with a parent, right? So just different dynamics, right? No, different dynamics with people. Yeah, and I have conversations with people, and they are upset, y'all. You might be one of them, so they are upset, right? And they're upset about the people who are living with them or in the household not contributing to the household like they would contribute or they think to contribute, right? That they get upset. Oh my goodness. They say things like, well, they know XYZ needs to get done or needs to be clean. The trash need to be taken out. That this need to happen. That's what I'm hearing. Right? This is what's said. Right? There's some of them, they're saying like, well, they know that we live here, right? They know there's bills, nothing's free, right? They should be paying XYZ amount to contribute towards the bills. Mm-hmm. Yep. I heard it all before. I heard it before, but I'm like, okay, well, have you actually had the conversation? Right? Have you established a cleaning schedule or certain chores or tasks that need to be done and need to be taken care of by a certain person, right? Have you stated the specific amount that needs to be contributed to the household every month? Right? Have you? Right? I'm asking them, like, did you say something? And I often hear, no, but they should know. They should know that, look, no. This is the problem, right? The problem is, like, you're living from these assumptions instead of actually agreeing, right? You never made an agreement. You only assume that they should know. Not necessarily, right? They don't know. We don't see things the same. We are very different, right? And us high achievers, right? We often have these strong internal standards, right? So since our internal standards are strong, the challenge with that is we quietly assume that others will operate from the same standards, right? Hence that, don't miss what I said. We quietly assume, meaning we don't say nothing, we don't speak up about it, right? We can't be doing this, right? So when we're quietly assuming these things, right? You saying like, well, I would have checked in, I would have offered them help. I would have remembered this. I would have, like, all these I would, right? But just because I would, right? Just because you would doesn't automatically mean or automatically become they will. It don't work that way, right? We get these they will, you think, but they will do this, they will do that. Then you start to be disappointed because they didn't do it, because you're thinking, well, they should know. They should. Maybe they should. But all these should is just shoulding over everything. And it's not working. Should here, should there, a little bit of should. Stop all this shoulding. Right? Make it clear. Make it clear. Because just because we share an experience together, just because we live in the same household, just because we are in the same environment, just because we're at the same whatever, right? Just because we have a shared experience, it does not automatically mean we share the same expectations. We don't. If I am going to an event or something, right? Recently I went somewhere on a nice little date with myself, right? So I'm out and I'm like, I went to this event and I had I'm sure I had different expectations than all the other people there at this event. I'm sure, like, we all came in with something that we expected from the event. Right? Anywhere that we go, right? We go to the grocery store. Doesn't matter. Like, we go to the grocery store. Some people are expecting one thing going to the grocery store, and the other people are expecting something different. Like, we have different expectations. Seeing the experience, we're sharing the experience, right? We're sharing this experience at this event. We're sharing this scrolling through the grocery stores and stuff, but we have different expectations, right? So you can't assume that we all are all on the same page. It don't work that way, right? Right? You're assuming that others would take ownership and execute. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're assuming that others value the connection and communication like you do. All this assuming, right? Assuming that others will be considerate and supportive. Yeah, right. Assuming that others will be thorough and they'll be prepared for, when you show up and all the things, and they'll just be, they'll follow the expectations. They'll fully follow whatever expectations that you have and haven't necessarily communicated. Right? We're assuming all of this. And this is a problem. And it's a problem because when we have these expectations that remain unspoken, people will often be measured, right? We measure these people against standards that they never even agreed to. We never even had a conversation. We never talked about it, all the different things. We got to get up out of this. Right, y'all? I'm here today telling you that it's possible to stop doing it that way. I'm here today to tell you that there is a better way. I'm here today to tell you that this chain can be broken. Y'all, I've done it in my life. I've done it. Looking at people like, especially if you're in my sphere and you know enough about me and all this, and I look at you like, you already know what's up. You should be doing, but it don't work that way. We have to clearly and thoroughly articulate what we're talking about. We have to make it clear, make it plain, spell it out like we're talking to a little kid, right? Because oftentimes, like, you don't have a problem necessarily clearly explaining and setting things out for little kids, right? But then when these come to these adults and these other types of relationships, you like, oh, you're shrinking or you shying away from having these conversations that need to be had because they're old enough, they're adults, they should know this. Not necessarily. We all are different. We're different human beings, right? It don't work that way. I'm telling you, don't work that way, because when you do it that way, right? We holding people to these standards that they never even agreed upon. Like it creates all this different confusion for you, confusion for them. Like you confused, like, why don't they just do X, Y, Z? They're confused. Like, why are you even mad? Why are you tripping? I didn't even know to do X, Y. Like all this confusion is created, and it doesn't have to be, right? It does not have to be this way. It does not have to be this way. And that because when we have these expectations, right, it does not automatically mean it's an agreement, right? That's one, right? Like I'm telling you, this thinking that they should know X, Y, Z, this thing that it is killing you, right? It's killing you. It's not working. It's not the way to go. It's not, right? People only know what we communicate. When we communicate it to them, then and only then can we really start holding them to certain standards and expectations, etc. Like that, then that's when we can do it, right? Not when we can't hold them to certain things or assuming that they should know, when everything is just assumed on your end. They don't think like you. No, it don't work. Like their brain is not operating necessarily seeing the things you seeing, right? We're different human beings, thank God. Right? We're different. We all don't think the same. We all don't have group think just walking around in the world. Yeah, thank God for that. Right? So communicate it. We must communicate these things, right? Because when you state these things clearly, you clarify what it is, what's going on, all this stuff, you reduce disappointment every single time. Every single time, right? If you are expecting someone to do something that you never even said, right, and they don't do it, now you disappointed. You're disappointed because they didn't do what you never said. Make it make sense, please. Please. Help, Lord, help. Make it make sense. Right? So if you clearly communicated and all these different things, and then they violate or whatever, you can move accordingly. Right? But if you never ever said anything, what you disappointed for? But you're disappointed. Like, yeah. And plus, if you stated, most people who love and care about you, they're willing to comply. I promise you. Like, yeah, okay, all right. Now I'm telling you, because if you don't switch things up and you continue to go down this path, right? You keep going this way, you continue to have these unnecessary disappointments. It's not necessary. I promise you, you can avoid as much disappointment in your life as possible. Like, you have the power to be able to do that, right? And how you start doing that is you stop expecting certain things of people, right? And on top of that, when you actually you stop not stating these expectations and expecting people to just get it, magically get it, because they should be in your brain and do it the way that your brain thinks. Don't work that way, right? People will fail. It's just how life go, right? People will fail, especially if they don't know, like, they gonna fail something that they don't even know existed. Like, how can I pass this test if I never even knew what would be on the exam? Like, that don't make sense, right? Pop quiz. Right? How many years we've been in school and the teacher come in, pop quiz, right? They want to get an assessment on where you are and all the things. Some of the things like, what? We didn't even talk about none of this stuff. Like, you know what? I'm just saying, stop giving all these pop quizzes to people and expecting them to get a perfect score. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay. Stop it. All right, y'all. I'm telling you, because again, continue to go down this route. Your resentment towards them and everything else will just continue to grow. Resentment will grow, right? You don't think resentment is a dangerous weed, right? Like, y'all, I'm telling you, okay, I'm not even gonna get into that. I ain't gonna get into that. But I'm tired of all these weeds just popping up and growing all over my yard, making it look crazy. I am so tired of these weeds. But resentment is a weed that'll continue to grow if you don't do something about it, right? It will continue to grow, right? Like those weeds, if I don't get this little stuff to stop them growing, they're going to continue to grow and continue to make my life like, yeah, like okay, y'all, again, I'm just thinking about my lawn care, right? My yard looking good right now, but them weeds be coming and they come faster. It's crazy, right? Child, and anyway, okay, all right. Let me get back focused here, because I'm just, yeah, okay. Stupid, the weeds. Anyway, and also, right, what happened? You continue to go down this route. You will hear me and hear me clearly. You absolutely will. Yeah, I know you're feeling it already right now, but you will continue to place strain on your relationships. You absolutely will continue to place strain on your relationships and ultimately ruining them. You will. If you don't stop this unhelpful pattern, this unhelpful thing that's going on, you will. It's inevitable that it will happen. Right? Look around you right now. How are your relationships? Right? What has been going, what are the things that have been going unchecked, or the things that you never explicitly said and you're expecting other people to do? And how do you feel about some people in your life right now? You upset, they don't even know you upset, or they don't even care you upset, because you never even said XYZ. Right? We got to stop doing this. They're not you, honey. They not you, okay? Because when, you're ruining these relationships, because somebody, right? Somebody start to feel judged. They will feel judged, right? And somebody else will start feeling misunderstood. Maybe all of the above, the same, right? Somebody feel judged. Somebody feel misunderstood. And nobody is talking about the actual issue, problem. Nothing will be solved, right? You must do the thing. You must set clear expectations. You absolutely must. There is no way around this, because, child, when you keep doing it this way, right? It also creates this emotional exhaustion, right? The emotional exhaustion comes with all of this. We don't got time for this, okay? Because with this emotional exhaustion, right? I'm telling you, you can get rid of this. Like, you don't need to be frustrated by the perceived lack of ownership. Like, people are not taking responsibility. They know we need to do this, and they should want to clean up and do that. Look, You don't need that, right? You don't need to feel that way. You don't. I promise you, you don't, right? You don't need to be hurt by the perceived lack of connection. Like they're not feeling the way I'm feeling, and they should do this and that, and da, da, da. I want them to do this and do that. Like y'all, I had to explicitly say, thank you, Holy Spirit. I explicitly said to my loved ones, certain ones, right? Y'all, I'm big on keeping in contact with people that I love and care about, right? So there's friends that I was like, no, like we haven't, like there was times when we were going too long, in my opinion, without talking and stuff. No matter when we did talk, it was all, we just catch up, it's all love, no big deal. But there's people that I wanted to talk to more on a consistent basis. So you know what I did? I communicated that to them. I told them, like, you know what? I want us to connect this. I got one friend that we connect every other week. Like we make sure we're connecting. Like we get on the phone and we chat it up. Right? It's scheduled on the calendar for both of us. We gonna get on this phone and we gonna chat it up, right? I have another one. I told we connect. I'm like, you know what? We talk we talk a lot, but like, I'm really big on FaceTime. Like y'all, I ain't big on FaceTime. My loved ones are all over the globe, right? They're all over the place, like all over just, the States and whatever. They're just all over. So I like the FaceTime. I prefer to FaceTime. So one friend I saw, like, you know what? We, talk, but we haven't FaceTime in forever. I would like us to FaceTime more, right? Like that connection. I would like us to FaceTime more. Right? I told recently another person, right? More of the FaceTime, like, hey, we live X amount of miles from each other. Let's FaceTime more, just so I can see you, because I can't just get up in the car and come over. You can't just come through. So let's FaceTime more. We live all these miles apart. Like let's we can see each other. Like let's utilize this technology for this for our connection, which is important to me. For them, they cool. It wasn't necessarily a thing, but for me, I communicated that. That's what I desire. I told certain people, I desire to talk with you more. I desire to have more conversations with you and this and that. Like, express it. People don't know, right? So again, you don't need to be hurt by the perceived lack of the connection, right? You don't need to be disappointed by that perceived lack of support. Right? You got something going on in your life and people aren't necessarily, you like, but they should support me and do this. Like, but they don't even know how they can support you. Are you raising your hand to say, oh, this is exactly how I need support? This is exactly how I desire support? Right? All of that matters. It matters. You must communicate this thing, right? You don't need, right, to be frustrated by the perceived lack of follow through, right? They ain't come through. They didn't do this. They said this and they didn't come through. Okay, but did you address it the first time they didn't follow through? Right? They didn't follow through. Did you say something? Like, and so you frustrated about it, but you never even said anything. They thought it was okay. They're used to not following through. You didn't set a clear expectations that, okay, with me, it's important that you follow through here, there, or whatever. Right? Communicate it. I promise y'all, 99.9999% of whatever you got going on and feeling like, if you just communicate it, things will change. They will change, right? And again, if some people are just stubborn at heart and they're just like, man, I ain't about to do all that. I ain't about to. Okay, cool. Now you know how to move. You know what to do with that information. You gather that information and you now know what to do with it. Right? Okay, y'all, we're going to get into the shift. We're going to get into the shift because I'm telling you, nothing will change if nothing changes, right? You absolutely must. You absolutely must move from assumed expectations to clear expectations. Simple. It's simple. It is. Like, it's not that deep. It's not that hard. Like, and I'm gonna say it's not that hard for some of you. It may be, right? But I'm saying it's not that deep. It's really a simple thing to do. Stop having these assumed expectations and make these expectations clear. It's as clear as that, right? Start there, do that, right? And when you start feeling all these type of emotions, when things are happening or things aren't going the way you expected them to and all this stuff, right? You ask yourself, take some time to actually ask yourself in these moments, like, okay, have this expectation actually been communicated? Like, did I actually say something? Did I actually say this is what I wanted, this is what I expected, etc.? Like, did I actually do that? Right? And have we discussed this? Like, me, am I upset with it? Like, did we even discuss anything about this? Like, have we? Right? Also, like, Have we agreed to this thing? Like, because that's important, right? Did they buy into this? Did we agree? Did we have an agreement on this? Right? Or just, am I just tripping? Am I just expecting them to think like me? Like, what am I doing here? Right? Ask yourself, like, really take some time to evaluate your actions in these moments. Why are you upset? You don't need to be. Ask yourself, like, did you communicate something? Maybe it's just something that you did not clearly communicate and it can be handled. You don't got to sit in all in that frustration and disappointment and all that other stuff, right? Okay, right? Because when you clarify these things, right, you take time to actually clarify, and when you clarify, it creates this clarity that is necessary, right? And with this clarity, it creates a way better foundation. It creates a way better space, solid ground for you to actually move from. Right? I don't know about you, y'all, but when you have a firm foundation, it's just something different. It's just something about what, it doesn't matter what you build when your foundation is firm and strong. It doesn't matter what comes on, like what comes, right? You can get in disagreements with people and still love and care. There's people that I love and care about, I disagree with. We disagree. I ain't gonna say often all the time, but we have disagreements and it don't stop nothing. It don't change the love that we feel. We just keep it moving. We just move on with it. Like, all right, we agree, we disagree here. All right, but what's next? Like, let's talk about this next subject, whatever. Like, it's no big deal because we have a firm foundation. It matters, okay? All of this matters. So clarify what you need. Clarify what you need, right? Say what you are expecting. Say it. Don't think it. Don't just be out here assuming that they'll just read your mind like they're Vaughn or somebody. I'm just saying, like, they're not. Just state it. Say what it is, right? And don't assume that they will understand. Don't assume. Don't assume that they will understand. Take time to actually verify. Right? Verify. Ask the questions. Ask the questions necessary for there to be some type of understanding between the both of you. Okay? Right? And confirm. Confirm that there's actual understanding, y'all. Actual understanding, y'all. Something I've adopted or adapted. Yeah, adopted. That my therapist was saying do, and I just love it, just the way that she do it anyway. But she'll say, what I'm hearing you say is, and give this just a phenomenal summary of whatever it is that she heard me say. And I'm like, ding, 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 girl, you got it. Okay. You got it. But I'm just saying, so get that, confirm that understanding, right? Before you just move on to the next thing or try to offer something there or whatever. Like, just confirm that understanding. And please, y'all, please avoid filling in the blanks. Don't just be like, well, they ain't say this and say that. Like, just avoid filling in the blanks. Get the understanding. Get what's clear. Get it clearly stated. We don't need time. Like, I don't got time to be playing these guessing games. And you don't either. Right? You can utilize your time way better than playing these guessing games, right? We don't need that, right? Also, when we doing all this, you in the midst of all, like, just release the need to get upset with the people, right? About these standards that you never even, but that they never even agreed to, because you definitely agreed to them. You said it in your mind, you operate from all the things, but they never agreed to it, right? They don't even know, they have no clue what it is. And if they do have a clue, they ain't really like, they ain't feeling it. It's okay, right? You can have, okay, thank you. Okay, let me say this while I say that, right? Please don't get it twisted. Right? I'm saying, don't get upset with these people about the standards that they never agreed to, but please don't get it twisted, honey. Please don't get it twisted. The goal is not to lower the expectations. The goal is not to lower the standards. That is not the goal. Okay? Hear me and hear me clearly. Right? That's not what I'm saying here, right? The goal is just to communicate them. Right? That's what you're focusing on. You're not focusing on, well, what should be the expectation and standard here for this one and that one and flip-flopping everywhere. All that. No, you don't need to go through all that. The goal, just make the goal. Did I clearly communicate my expectations here? Did I clearly state the standards? Like that, that's what the goal is. Making sure that you communicate that. right? That's what we doing. All right, y'all. Okay. Look, today, y'all, today, I want you to take the time, all this. I gave you this information. I want you to take the time to reflect, right? Today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Because today you can change your life. You don't have to wait till tomorrow to do it. Today, you don't need nobody else to help you with this, right? You can do it today, right here, right now, right? You just start reflecting, right? And that's just like, okay, where have you, where are you? Where are you operating from assumptions instead of actual agreements? Right? Reflecting actually that where are you currently operating from assumptions instead of actual agreements, right? And what disappointment may actually be an expectation gap, right? You're disappointed about something, but is it really an expectation gap here? Like, because you might be disappointed, maybe you're disappointed in some situations because you did clearly state the expectations and whatnot, but in other situations I am confident that you did not, right? But hey, this is for you to reflect, not for me to give you. Okay. So right, there's situations like, am I disappointed, or there's just really an expectation gap here? Like, there was a disconnect between the expectation and what's actually going on, right? Evaluate that, right? Reflect on that, write it out even, right? And also, like, ask, like, what conversation will create more clarity? What conversation will create more clarity than the frustration that you're currently experiencing? Right? What conversation would do? Just the one. Pick the one today. Pick that one. What conversation? Right? Let's start with the one. And let's move from there, because I'm telling you, you don't have to stay where you are. You don't. No, I promise you. I am a living testimony that you don't. That's why I'm here telling you about it, to help you get up out of that. Okay, get up out of that grave. Hey, okay, all right. That's for real though. All right, because y'all, man, yeah, okay. I'm gonna get up out of here and get my praise on, and yeah, okay. But y'all, I want to leave you with this though, right? Many relationships, hear me and hear me clearly. Many relationships don't struggle because people don't care. All right. Yep, slowing down on purpose. Many relationships don't struggle because people don't care, right? Even though you may feel like they don't. Right? The relationships struggle because the expectations were assumed instead of actually communicated. Right? You assume these expectations. You had all these great expectations and never said anything about it because you want them to just magically be in your brain and think the way you think and move the way you move. Don't work that way. It don't work that way. But today is the day you can change. Today's the day you can do something different. Today is the day. And I'm telling you, when you're doing it, you don't have to do it by yourself. You don't have to do this by yourself, right? Come join us. Come join us in the Boundaries and More community. Like, we got you. We got you, right? That link for you is in the show notes. Or you can go to community.boundariesandmore.com. And for those of you who have not yet followed us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram at Boundaries and More Podcast. On Instagram, again, that's Boundaries and More Podcast. Y'all, look, I'm telling you, today and every day, it's important. Today and every day, go out and have an amazingly beautiful day. Amazingly beautiful day. Enjoy the rest of your week and be back here next week for more Boundaries and More with Jas Abraham. Talk to y'all then.